6 ways to pull a person back and love again if they pulled away. Number 1. Patience. Sometimes patience is all it takes to win a loved one back. Relationships are not as smooth as people think. Sometimes we need breaks in between. There might even be nothing wrong with the relationship. It might just be that your partner is tired of repeated routine. You need to be patient when dealing with someone you love so you do not lose them forever. You need to treat them with care. You need to give them all your attention. Sometimes our partners would not tell us why they are pulling away from us. We need patience to be able to understand why they are pulling away and also know what to do to win them back without forcing anything on them. With time, things get better. We should be able to be patient with people to sort their feelings out. Our impatience usually brings about misunderstanding in our relationships and might even be the reason our partner is pulling away in the first place. Most relationships have ended because we do not know why our partner pulled away in the first place, let alone to think of a way to win them back. Sometimes, when we think of the way to win them back, we lack the zeal and patience to pursue our plan. This is why God is important in everything we do. God would show us the way back into our partner's heart if we let Him. God will never leave us hanging, and He has prepared for us the best way of life. That is, to depend on Him for all things, because with Him, there is nothing impossible to achieve. Be patient with your partner and let them figure things out. If it gets too much, you can ask, but make sure you do not pressure them to talk. Whenever they are ready, they will let you know what's going on in their life. If you can be patient before they tell you about it, this means they need your help in whatever is going on, and your advice would be valid even if it's about the relationship. Patience is a very important factor in winning someone's heart back and letting them know you still care about them. Number 2, correct your mistakes. When you find out the reason someone left you, it's only proper for you to correct your mistake. Most times, we just promise our partner that we would correct our mistakes, but we don't. We usually just say things to make our partner not walk away from us. When our partner realizes that we have not changed, they get upset again. We promise to change again, and the circle continues until our partner actually gets tired and walks out of the relationship finally. This is when it gets to us that we have really ruined our relationship by ourselves. We are humans and we are bound to make mistakes, but when we make these mistakes, we should also learn to correct ourselves and make amends, and even apologize to the people we might have offended while making this mistake. We should learn to fix things and make things right with people. Many times, though, we might be victims of coincidence. When we're victims of coincidence, we should still learn to take responsibility for our actions and appease the people we offended to be clear of any sort of impurities in our life. Ask forgiveness from your partner, and most importantly, show your partner that you're a changed person. When you correct your mistakes, it shows your partner how much you love them, and they will also be willing to do the same thing for you. If you do not show the willingness to change, your partner will surely pull away from you, and there might be no returning back until you change your ways. When your partner pulls away, correcting your mistakes is surely a way to pull them closer to you again, and they will be willing to give the relationship a second chance. Number 3, actions speak louder. Do not just make promises, keep them. Most of us know exactly what to do to get our partners back after they pull away, but we will not take actions until it's too late. We're mostly the cause of our own problem. Do not make promises you can't keep. This rule is simple and straightforward. Do not bring unnecessary tension to yourself. When you want to win someone's heart back, do not just say things to them you feel will make them fall in love with you again. Instead, do things that you feel will get them impressed and remind them of how you used to be happy together in the relationship. This can change their heart and make them fall in love with you all over again. Most times, we're not committed to the actions that we know our partners love and we are also inattentive to how they feel about our actions, that we do not feel it matters to them how we act. It's a relationship, and how any one of you acts affects either of you. Your actions explains better how you feel and what exactly you want from them. Number 4, bring memories back. Involve yourselves in activities that will bring the good memories back. The two of you once had fun in the relationship and everything was fine. Remind your partner of these memories. There are different ways you can let your partner back into your old memories. You can take them on a romantic dinner to a location that you had your first date, or probably take a trip to where the two of you first met. You could also just sit with your partner and the two of you can have a nice chat about the good old times. Memories are very important in relationships, and that is why it's important to create as many as you can, so that in struggling times, the two of you can have something to fall back to. We are usually carried away by so many things that we forget to create memories with our partners, and that is bad. These memories would be our saving grace when things start to go bad in the relationship. Just remind your partner of the good old days, and the rest is history. Though you would still have to put a lot of effort to make your partner impressed and know that you're serious about pulling them back. Reminding your partner of the good old days is not emotional blackmail if you are really willing to make the relationship work again. Be careful not to hurt your partner's feelings in this process. Number 5, I love you. This is very simple. Always tell your partner how much you love them and how much being with them is important to you. Always let them know that they are the best partner. Never make them feel unwanted after you have won them back. Make sure they're constantly aware of their position in your life. The worst thing in a relationship is not knowing your position in someone's life. This can make you start drifting apart, and before you know it, everything is broken. There are different ways to show your partner how much you love them. You could show your love or them by checking up on them regularly. Notice the little things about them. Take them out on dates like you're just meeting them for the first time. Make them feel loved, and they would give you their heart again. We always show these things whenever we want to win our partners, but we do not continue these actions after we have won their heart again. This is the reason why they drift apart in the first place. Number 6, trust God. Ephesians chapter 5 verses 25 to 33. Husbands, love your wives, as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her, that he might sanctify her, having cleansed her by the washing of water with the word, so that he might present the church to himself in splendor, without spot or wrinkle or any such thing, that she might be holy and without blemish. In the same way, husbands should love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. For no one ever hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it, just as Christ does the church. Always trust God to help you in all situations. Put your matters into the hands of God, and he will surely come to your aid. God has commanded us to call on him whenever we need him, and he's going to listen to us. God has always been there for us through thick and thin, and he would come through for us again. All we need to do is involve him and wait for him to do his wonders. Of course, we would have to keep putting efforts from our side too, but we can be sure that since God is behind us, then everything will turn out fine. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 9. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them. Also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone?